This is the Vaskebjørn, and this is one of my favorite flies for sea trout. I almost use this all the time, except for when I'm fishing with scuds and so. I fish this as a small cutling, you know, a little minnow, and I use it also for a shrimp pattern. It kind of looks like a shrimp from behind. So yeah, this I tie on a size 4 hook. I used to tie this in size 4 and size 6. Okay, and this is a owner kappa hook, size 4, saltwater. Okay. And for the thread, I'm just using rusty dun, or you can use a white thread. Okay, and we're gonna finish off with this red one for the head. Okay, now let's start in the middle. There. Tie down, break off, and stop by the hook points. Now we're going to tie in a Grizzly hackle from this Keough Saltwater Grizzly cape. You can see, there we go. Now for size 4, I'm using the biggest hackle on the cape. So we can see these are very long, and this is a very nice quality with a thin stem. Okay, so see if you can get these hackles. Yeah, and I'm gonna tie this in at the thick end down here. Okay, so, and the same, I'm using my thumb at the top and my index finger on the bottom, and then turning the thumb to me and tying in the hackle. That. Break it off, go back. Now I'm gonna tie this down all the way to the barb, and when I'm doing that, I'm not tightening up, I'm just a little bit loose in my hand and crossing my thread and go back up again, because if you tighten very hard, this is going to break off. Okay, so I'll take 3 turns back here, 1, 2 and 3, and cross your thread like that. Okay, take a couple of turns, break it off, save this for the rest of the fly, and pull back all the fibers and go back with the thread to get to the point there where you started. Okay, and there's your tail. I don't want to tie down these hackles like that. I want it to stand up like this, because when you fish this fly, this is gonna pulsate like woof, woof. So yeah, and we're gonna tie in some eyes. And it's quite crucial to tie in these eyes at the right spot, because if you tie them into back there, the fly is going to tip over back like that. I want it to go just leveled in the water. Okay, so almost like, yeah. So try to about 4 millimeters from the hackle here to the eyes. And I'm just taking 3 turns and flipping this over like that. Oh, that's a little bit too long. I'm gonna go a little bit more there, backwards, in 2, 3, and turn it over. See, yeah, you can see it's almost from there to the end of the eyes. So yeah, I'm quite I like to do this the right way. So Always go back. Always go back if you're not happy. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Flip it around. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. So about 4 millimeters. I'm crossing the thread, taking some wraps in the front, and go back. Crossing again, tight turns, and taking some turns in the back and go forwards again and crossing. Like so. Oh, there you go. And I like to just put a little drop of varnish just there, because then the varnish will, you know, soak up and go in there, and the hackle will, if you catch a fish on it, it won't break off that easily. So yeah, there you go. Now we're going to use silver red silver, and try not to overdo it, okay, because this red color in silver is glowing almost. So I start by dabbing behind the eyes and pulling away the fibers with my fingers like this, and dabbing first, start there and go down, stop there and go up again, because then the silver fibers won't slide over the hackles, because your thread goes between the silver fibers down and between the silvers up again, so it makes for a better fly. So, and now move your thread in front of the eyes, okay, like this, right about there, a couple of millimeters in front of the eyes. And I'm gonna tie in more Grizzly hackle, okay, like that. Stop right where the eyes are and go forwards again, like so. Now I'm taking 1, 2, let's see, okay, 3 turns here too. It depends on the hackle. If the hackle is thin as this, I can use 3 turns there, or if the hackle is a little bit thicker, I usually use 2 turns. So break it off again. Now I'm gonna try to take half of this on the top and half of this under. So I have this technique that I take the fly and I take half of the fibers like that, and I take my thumb and just rub it a little bit like that, okay, and you can see they are almost lying back there. So do like that and try to catch the fibers under and over like this with your fingers. I'm tying my thread, going back, and I'm stopping before the thread goes over the hackle stems, okay, so I'm stopping there and go back again. You don't want the thread to go over the hackle stem, okay. Now we got this typical look of the Vaskebjørn. You see, these hackle are making this, yeah. So there we go. That's the second hackle. And also on a size 4 hook, I have 1 more hackle turn here and 1 turn there. If I make this in size 6, I just have this one and 1 in the front, okay. So I don't want this one, like that. Now I'm going to use silver natural color, okay, and then I'll just go where I want to tie up and stop where I want my middle hackle, okay. From this point I want the middle hackle, so I'm going to dab down and up again. Take out some dubbing, and I want it sparse, okay. I don't want too much. Okay, so go down Make sure you don't tie in the fibers there. So okay, go down like that, and just stop there and go back again with your tying thread, because then you will kind of make the seal fur last much longer. Just like that, okay? Yeah, you can use a dubbing loop, but I don't want this to be too thick. I want it to be not so thick, okay? Quite thin body, yeah, quite thin. So that's a nice way to do it, and the fly will last a lot longer. So back to my hackle. There's the hackle, and I'm tying in 2 turns this time. Tie it in and stroke back the fibers like this, making sure they are pointing backwards. 1, 2 is enough. Don't overdo it. Something happened there. I'll go back. I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Stroke the fibers. I want them to pointing backwards. 1 and 2 there. Okay. Come up with your thread and tie off the hackle, like so. Save this for the front. Now, if you don't have these long hackles, you can use 2, of course, whatever you got. And now I want this to be almost the same as this one, okay? So I'm making sure the hackle fibers are nice and spread, and I'm just using my thumb. I'm just gonna rub it, my fingers, rub, and you're making this small bend at the hackle fibers, so we get this nice look on the fly, okay? Just rub it like that, and you find the hackle fibers will lie down, if you want. Yeah, I like this look on the fly, and this is pointing up and this is down, and yeah. Okay, now we're gonna have another section of seal fur. Oh, there's a fiber I don't want. And now it's important that you stop about 1.5 millimeters from the eye before you make 2 millimeters before you start dubbing, because we're gonna have another section of hackle at the end. So again, don't take too much of this seal fur, okay? Just a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? Now I start by dubbing up here, like this. Go back. And I'm running my thread back between the seal fur, like that. It just makes for a better fly, I think. Okay? Yeah, looks good. And now I got plenty of space there to tie in the last section of hackle. And I just got this tip, and I always say, you know, I have this bucket full of these hackle tips that I use for Vaskebjørn. So there. Oh, okay. I'll use this one then. No, there it is. There you go. This is just quite small, but I think I'm gonna have 1.5 turn in the front. Okay, so just tie it in at the side there. Go back and just, yeah, tie it in and take, I think 1 or 2 turns is enough, if I can manage this small piece of hackle. Yeah, there you go. And try now again to pull the fibers back. You want the fibers pointing backwards. There's one. I look. Perhaps I'll try one more if I can manage. Oh, there you go. There you go. Now tie in the hackle tip. And the Vaskebjørn is soon finished. Tie it in, and you can flip it back. Tight turns. Now you see you got plenty of space to make a nice head, okay? And again, I want this look, so I'm gonna use my fingers and rub the fibers at the top, okay, like this. Makes a nice look, okay, on the fly, as you can see. Looks good. Now finish off with whip finish. And I usually, for this fly, since I'm gonna put on another color at the end of tying thread, I'm gonna varnish now before I make the red head, because the uni thread is waxed. So if you just put on this afterwards and then varnish, it kind of sometimes the knot breaks off. So I like to just put on some varnish here and make and then make whip finish. Oh, come on. Yeah, like so. Cut it off. Now you can see it's much easier now, and I go out and I take one more varnish before I make the red head. Okay, now this is Unithread 60 red. Now you see, make a nice red head like that. Stop there, cut it, and again I varnish. Now this is some people don't do this, but I like to do this. That my flies are, as I always say, I always like to varnish 3 times. So and go back again, all the way down. That's a lovely fly. So there you go, there's the Vaskebjørn. And again, this works as a shrimp, as a small minnow, and it's very popular in Norway and in Sweden and Denmark. Also, I've used this fly in Bornholm for many years, and yeah, so thanks for watching, and good luck. Yeah.